All right, so moving on to the next segment, I'll be sharing my top 5 teams in the National Football League today after the first 8 weeks of the NFL season. My list will start at number 1, and I'll move my way down to number 5 in that particular order. So number 1, I do believe that the Indianapolis Colts are the best team in the National Football League this year. Their record proves it. They are 7-1, the best record in the NFL this NFL season. The Indianapolis Colts have been a sensational team to follow. Their offense has been off the charts, starting with Daniel Jones, who has had a reemergence at the quarterback position. Jonathan Taylor, who should be in everybody's MVP conversation as we speak. There's so many weapons across the board. In my opinion, they got the best offensive line in football, first place in the AFC South. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos, another good unit that is well-balanced on both sides of the ball. Their defensive line leads the league in sacks this year with 36 sacks. They're 6-2 at the top of the AFC West. Number 3 could be controversial to some. I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. They're 6-2, first place in the AFC East. They're showing why they could be a contending team. Drake May has completed 75% of his passes. Nobody can complain because you can only play who's on your schedule. Number 4, it's a little dicey. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers. They are 5-1-1, first place in NFC North. I am so impressed with how Jordan Love has conducted himself at the quarterback position. I'm impressed with that pass rush, and they've gotten so much better with the addition of Micah Parsons before the NFL season. And at number 5, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 6-2, first place in the NFC East. They haven't been picture perfect as the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, but I do believe they have displayed why they are a top 5 team in the National Football League. So, that's my top 5. Let's get into a deeper dive on the reasons why I have them ranked 1 through 5. Starting with the Indianapolis Colts. Again, they are the most dominant team in the NFL this year. 7 wins, 1 loss. In the first place in the AFC South with a comfortable lead in the AFC South. Now, if they keep this up, they could possibly be in line to have the number 1 seed in the AFC come playoff time. That's how crazy the NFL really is. You never know who's going to be good, who's going to be bad. This was a team that I honestly expected to be 7-10 or 8-9 at best. But here they are, 7-1 in charge in the AFC. Best record in football. But, man, their offense is so much fun to watch. I think they posted up they have scored the most points out of all 32 teams this NFL season. Daniel Jones has been great. Jonathan Taylor has been great. They got the best offensive line in football this year. They're dominant in the trenches, pass blocking and run blocking. I mean, they got weapons all across the board. And Michael Pittman Jr., wide receiver, Josh Downs, a receiver, Tyler Warren, tight end, rookie from Penn State. There's weapons all across the board. And Jonathan Taylor, like I said, guys, he should be at the top of everybody's MVP conversations right now because he has a total of 1,056 total scrimmage yards receiving and rushing, 14 total touchdowns receiving and rushing, leads the league for rushing yards. If the MVP was not a political award that just goes to quarterbacks year in and year out at this point, there has not been a player other than Adrian Peterson that has won this award since 2012. If Jonathan Taylor does not win this award, you might as well just scratch the MVP and call this a most valuable quarterback award. Unless Jonathan Taylor has a fall off after this, if he continues this, how the hell is he not the MVP of the National Football League? But Daniel Jones deserves credit too. Like I said, reborn again. Everybody thought he was a bust with the New York Giants, including myself. But Shane Steichen has made the best coaching decision of his life. Starting Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. He has found something in Daniel Jones. Him and Daniel Jones have a great connection. Daniel Jones is 4th in the league in passing yards, 13 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, only 3 interceptions with a QBR of 79.3. The man is playing excellent ball after the first 8 weeks of action. Now let's move on to the Broncos here at 2. Again, they are 6-2, first place in the AFC West. The defense has been the real deal. Hardly any holes in this defense. I'm talking about defensive line, linebacker, corner, safeties. There's no holes. And dominant in the trenches in the pass as a pass rushing unit. Like I just said, 36 sacks, leads the league in sacks. They just display why they are one of, if not the best defensive unit in football. They just locked up the Dallas Cowboys, who had the number 1 ranked offense heading into week 8, and they outplayed and they outcoached the Dallas Cowboys at their own game on the offensive side of the ball. But, I mean, their offensive line is pretty good as well. They got good protection up front for the offensive line to protect Bo Nix, and they're pretty good run blocking as well. Bo Nix is starting to grow on me as a quarterback in his sophomore year. There's a lot of great coaching going on in Denver with Sean Payton and his staff. The front office is excellent in Denver. They are riding a wave of momentum, and I think they are the second best team in the National Football League as we speak. Number 3, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. 6-2. Again, 6-2. First place in the AFC East, excuse me. But this was my sleeper team heading into the season. If you guys followed the podcast, I've been raving about the New England Patriots. I just thought how strong of an offseason they had. They drafted pretty decent. Bringing in a leader like Mike Vrabel as their head coach, I knew they would have a good season. I didn't think they'd be this good, though. 6-2. I thought they'd be a 9-win, 10-win team jockeying for one of the final seedings in the AFC. But here they are. They're 6-2 in charge of the AFC East. Now, a lot of people might complain about the oppositions that they've beaten, but guys, everybody knew they were going to have one of the easiest schedules heading into the league. You guys just didn't think they were going to be this good. But you can only play who's on your schedule. And they did have an impressive victory week 5 on the road against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. So you can't say they didn't beat anybody. But coaching matters. Like I said, Mike Vrabel was the right candidate. Coaching matters. He changed the whole entire culture from New England. They look like a winning culture again after removed from the Bill Belichick and Tom Brady days. Drake May has played well in his sophomore season. Again, has completed 75% of his passes this NFL season. They got to be a top 3 team. They're number 3 on my list. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers. They're 5-1-1, first place in the NFC North. Man, I've been telling you guys, this has been an outstanding team. They've been growing on me since that dominant Week 1 victory against the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field. And I saw this team play in person Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys Week 4, and they were astonishing to watch on both ends of the ball. I think this is a really good team. I mean, Jordan Love is playing some really good football. He just keeps aging like fine wine as he continues to play as a starter. I mean, he's playing really good. I could see a little bit more out of Josh Jacobs out of the running back position. He hasn't cracked a 100-yard rushing game yet, to my knowledge, this NFL season. But the weapons are everywhere for the Green Bay Packers if you're a receiving target. Tucker Kraft at tight end is shown to me why he's a top 5 tight end in the league this year. They got wide receivers that just got to get them going. Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, former first-round pick from Texas, this NFL draft. Christian Watson is back in the lineup as well. I mean, Micah Parsons helped this pass rush take it to the next level. I mean, this is what you do if you want to contend for Super Bowls. You go after a young, talented edge rusher like Micah Parsons, who hasn't even hit his prime yet, in my opinion. They continue this, they could be a threat in the postseason. I think they're already a heavyweight contender in the NFC. They're number 4 on my list. Number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles, 6-2, first place in the NFC East. Now, it has not been pretty for the Eagles, I must admit that, unbiased aside, but they are 6-2. They got their offensive line. It's not as strong of a unit as we thought it would be or as it was a few years ago. They're not as dominant. They're not the best offensive line in football right now. They got some defensive flaws that they've shown in the first 8 weeks of competition. Poor offensive play calling at times by Kevin Patulio that I called out on this podcast. The offense is getting more balanced than I've seen out of the last 2 weeks. Their road victory against the Minnesota Vikings and their home victory against the Giants are getting more balanced passing the ball and running the ball. So they might be figuring it out now. But I'm impressed from what Jalen Hurts has showed me in the last few outings. I believe he has over 500 passing yards, 5 to 6 passing touchdowns. First player this season to have a perfect passer rating. So they're starting to bring it together. Who knows? Howie Roseman loves to cook up trades by the deadline to improve this team, and I hate it as a Dallas Cowboys fan. But I do believe they deserve their credit to be a top 5 team in the National Football League right now. But those are my top 5 teams in the National Football League after the first 8 weeks of the NFL season.